guys, what's up? It's Kiara here, and in today's video I'm going to be doing the highly requested sorority experience video. You guys have wanted to see this forever, and I finally decided to talk about my rush experience at the University of Oregon, what sorority I'm in, my tips and advice for you guys, and I also filmed during this process, so I'm just going to try to show you as much as I possibly can. And also I'm predicting this video to be quite long because I just have so much to say. I could honestly make like 10 videos about this, but I'm going to try to all squish it together. So without further ado, let's just get started and I will tell you everything. First thing I want to talk about is a little bit of background at the University of Oregon. We have 11 Pan-Hellenic sororities, plus we're getting a new one next year, so that's gonna make it 12. We had 3 leadership days where we would go to parties and we'd visit every single house. After the 3 leadership days, we would have Philanthropy Day, Sisterhood Day, and Pref Night, and then the next day was Bid Day. So this whole process is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is like a whole week-long process. It's a big week. A lot of people wonder, like, what do I do if I have class and if I have to miss a party? And this is really, really difficult because sometimes you actually do have to miss a party, and it's really not good if you have to miss a party. You send in excuses, so you're obviously excused, because if you happen to be late to any party or miss any day of rush, then you're completely dropped from the entire process and you are ineligible to receive a bid. So it's pretty serious. You need to be on time. You need to know where you're going. However, everything starts late at night. Like, I'm looking at the schedule and we had to meet at the lawn at 6 p.m. and the first party was at 7. So things are much later, so you're probably not gonna have to miss things. Now I'm gonna talk about what each and every day is like. A couple days before you actually start rush, you go to this meeting. It's mandatory. They tell you kind of what to expect, and they give you this pamphlet, which is really helpful. It just gives you all your schedule, and then it talks about every single house. It even has like the prices and different things like that. So this is like your Bible. During the actual leadership days, you are not allowed to wear whatever you want. You are given a t-shirt. I'm gonna insert a clip of what I wore. I just wore a t-shirt, and then I wore ripped jeans for one of the days, and then just nice dark wash denim jeans and sandals, and you just do your hair nice so you look presentable. And then you meet at the lawn in front of the library at around 6, and you get into your rush group. So you're given 2 Rho Gammas, and they've disaffiliated from their sorority, so they're not like connected or biased. Then you start walking to the houses for the first party. It's crazy because there's just so many girls who went through rush. I think close to 700 girls. The beeping. Like I always say in every single video, there's so much construction, it's insane. So during these leadership days, you're going to these parties. You basically line up in a single file line outside of the house, and it's really strict. You need to be straight. You need to walk really quickly into the house because it's all organized so that the girls will rotate and you're assigned to a certain person, and then you will go walk with them together. And you don't have a long time. Like each party, how long is it? Each party is like around 25 minutes, so you don't have long. So you have to like get in the door very quickly. It sounds like really crazy, but honestly, you're like, why is this so strict? It just functions well because there's an order to it. So during the leadership days, the girls are super sweet. They're just gonna ask you a bunch of questions. Some common ones I received are, where are you living? Do you get along with your roommate? How did you meet? Like, what sports did you play in high school? Just all sorts of different questions. Hopefully you'll be able to connect with the girl and have your conversation flow further than just answering questions that are being drilled at you. Kind of like a 2-part job. You should ask the girl questions because it's really nice to receive questions. One thing to expect is that it is extremely loud. Think about having like hundreds of girls in a house, in a living room, all talking at the same time. Trying to talk over people is very difficult, so just prepare to have some awkward moments where you like can't hear the girl next to you and you're just kind of like, oh sorry, what'd you say? It's not like a big deal if something weird goes wrong and you like trip in front of everyone. Like, people get so freaked out. It's not that bad. First day, I really enjoyed leadership days. I had so much fun talking to all the girls, and it was only like by the 3rd leadership day I was getting sort of done with it because, you know, you go to so many houses and you're like, when is this gonna end? It's actually really fun, and you get to meet a ton of really cool people. After the 3 days are over, the next day is Philanthropy Day, and this is the first day that you're gonna get your own personal schedule. So the way it works at my school is that first day you could get asked back to up to 8 houses. That doesn't mean everyone will get asked back to 8, but you'll get your schedule and then you'll go to different parties. So you're not necessarily in your group that you started with. You're not traveling with those same people. You're just kind of going out on your own. So you need to make sure you know where you're going, and don't worry about it. There's so many people on the streets and Rho Gammas on every single corner to help you out. So it's no big deal. That day, all the houses are talking about their philanthropies and why they are important to them. It's a really fun day, and something that is great to do before this day is to look through the pamphlet, identify what each sorority's philanthropy is, because then you can already have in your mind, like thinking about what is my personal connection to this sorority. That way you can have something to talk about and explain like why it's personal to you. For me, this is the day that I started to really fall in love with Kayo, because our philanthropy is Make-A-Wish, and that's an organization that's really close to my heart, so I really loved their presentation. Some of the houses you'll watch a short video clip. Oh, and on this day, what did I wear? So in this packet, it tells you all these different things to wear. Maybe I'll like write some of them down below in the description because it's gonna take a long time. But this is a little bit more of a casual day, but this is the first day you can wear whatever you want. So I wore just like a nice white blouse from Aritzia and some dark wash jeans. The next day following Philanthropy Day is Sisterhood Day, and again, you're gonna get your schedule in the morning and you can get up to 5 houses. This day, a lot of people got dropped from houses that people will be crying. I did not cry. I went in with a really positive attitude and I was like, you know, I'm not stuck on one single house. I, you know, have a top 5 rather than just like a top 2 or top 3 houses. But you immediately have to start going to your parties. So if you're gonna like cry and be upset, then you need to get over it and just like turn around and make it positive and just go into the next house. Don't think about your dumb schedule. During Sisterhood Day, this is a really fun day because it's house tour days, so you actually get to see the houses. And for me, like, I think that's the best part. I'm super into like interior decorating and decor, so I was super pumped about this day. And it gives you a lot more to talk about because you're like walking with the girls through the house. This is the point where you can see the different layouts of the houses because each house is different. Some houses just have sleeping porches, some houses have rooms and sleeping porches. I also forgot to mention that as you go on, the parties are getting longer because you're going to less parties. So this occurred on the weekend and the parties were around 40 minutes long. So, oh, what did I wear for Sisterhood Day? I wore like a cute sundress, also got it from Aritzia, and I wore rain boots, which this was the day that was like dumb shoe mistake because those rain boots gave me the worst blisters. They actually ended up slicing my leg open and like my leg was pussing and it was disgusting and so painful. So careful what you wear. The final night is pref night and you get to pref at 2 different houses. Pref night is really serious. You go to 2 houses, you dress pretty formally. I wore like a dark plum dress. Oh, this is very important for pref night. They told us like a week before pref night that we were not allowed to wear black or white dresses because those are the colors that certain houses wear. And literally every single girl I knew had bought a black dress, including myself. So I had to like really quickly ship a dress to my dorm that was a plum color. I didn't have any non-black and white dresses. So that's just something to keep in mind, like have backup outfits. Pref night is really cute. A lot of times they'll give you like dessert, they'll sing songs. It's pretty like personal and specific to the sorority and you're not really supposed to talk about what happens on pref night, I guess, because it's all secret. Pref night was like really special to me. I cried on pref night, so I was like, this is my house. Like I need to be in Kayo. Okay, then also one more thing I quickly wanted to mention. I'm talking about all these parties that you go to in a row, but each day you're gonna have a break during one of the parties. That break will be your lunch break. I think I should talk about the whole like ranking situation. Basically, you go into this big auditorium after the last leadership day, after Philanthropy Day, and after Sisterhood Day, and after prep night. And it will have a sheet explaining it to you. It sounds so complicated when your rogams are just like shooting this information, but the sheet is like, you have 5 houses to rank as number 1. So you'll be like, boom, 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 boom. And then it'll be like, you need to rank 2 houses as number 2. That gets inputted into this whole system and it matches with the sorority and how they've ranked you. And then it's like a mutual selection thing and then you get your schedule. I honestly don't know how it works, so I don't know why I'm trying to explain this, but I think that like once you get to prep night, like you have a pretty good chance you're not just gonna get like stuck in some random house, if that makes sense. So ranking is like a little bit stressful because you need to know what you want and everyone is saying different things and this is your decision and no one else's, so you need to remember that. I'm gonna put bid night at the end of the video. That's the day after prep night, like obviously when you find out what house you're in, but I'm gonna put that at the end because I think the advice should go first. So first I'm gonna talk about a couple things that I brought. Obviously, you know, Rush and Oregon, it's gonna be rainy. We had rain a couple of the days. Frizzy hair was definitely an issue. Wet feet, you know, it happens. You're not allowed to bring in anything into the sorority houses at all, and you put everything on the lawn in front of the sorority houses. So, you know, like maybe bring something you don't care about. Bring a rain jacket, put your name inside the rain jacket. I cannot tell you how many people have black North Face rain jackets. Then I also brought a small black purse. Brought like a water bottle. I brought mints. I brought snacks because you actually get so hungry, so I just brought like things that I could eat really quickly. This pamphlet and my pen. They recommend writing notes. I wrote notes some of the time, and then other time was just like I kept it all in my head. Okay, so when you go into the house, there's like a fine line between being bubbly and super enthusiastic and being like super reserved and hard to talk to, because they need to feel like the conversation's flowing, but you don't want to be fake or anything like that. So you just have to be like conscious of how you're acting and what vibes you're giving off. Also remember that these girls are just like you. Like for me, I'm gonna be having to rush girls in the fall. I'm sort of nervous and it's an overwhelming concept for me. It's stressful for everyone involved, so as long as there's a mutual respect of, okay, I get that this is difficult, I know what you're going through, you're gonna be fine. Like I talked about before, it's important to have a really positive attitude when you go into this, knowing this is gonna be a difficult week. I'm gonna have to get ready for so many days in a row and get some awesome friendships out of it, even if you end up in a house or you don't end up in a house. Also leads me to my next tip, which is to talk to girls in your rush group. Some of my other friends have become like best friends with girls in their rush group, and they're not even in the same house. This is the most important thing ever. Avoid comparing yourself to others, comparing houses that you got. I was like determined not to compare myself with anyone, and it just kind of happens. Like you're curious, and even if that comparison occurs, you need to just not let it bother you. Make sure you are not talking poorly about any of the houses that you visit. Really disappointing if you ever heard a comment about like the one house that you really want to be in. And then the last tip that I want to give you guys is to do your research before rush, but also go in with a really open mind. The houses put out a ton of information on their Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter, all different things to help show potential new members what it's like to be in their house. Okay, the last final things I'm going to talk about are my personal sorority, Chi Omega. Before this process went on, when I was making like the decision to rush, I was totally 100% committed. After going through the experience, I see why some people choose not to rush, and if it's not a thing for you, like don't worry about not making friends, because there's so many girls who are not in sororities. I honestly think you should just try it and go for it, because you never know. I love the sorority I'm in. Chi Omega is full of a bunch of really diverse girls, but we all are like best friends. We all are connected in some way, which I think is really cool. Scholarship is also really important to my sorority, and it's something that's really important to me as well. All the girls who are in all of the houses are really amazing, successful people who are really involved, whether it be in their sorority or just somewhere else on campus. I'm gonna wrap it up with bid day. This video is long. So bid day is super fun. You all meet in the center courtyard area of the EMU, which is like our student union. All the sororities are there. Some of the girls are representing each sorority, and they're all dressed up because each house has a different theme for bid day. This is also the night that the Rogams reveal which houses they're in.
Chi Omega!
Every single person receives a white envelope with their name on it, and it's very like intense, and then when they tell you to open it, it's very exciting, and every single girl screams, and you all like sprint to your house, and this is like such a crazy moment. I'm pretty sure the filming footage of this is insane, like just me shaking and like holding the camera. My bid day was like a pajama theme. This is what dreams are made of, and it was so cute. We just had like a really awesome dance party, and there was a photo booth, and we took lots of pictures and got all dressed up, so it was a really fun night. Like I will always remember that night as being such an exciting time. I think that's everything that I have to share with you today about my sorority rush experience at the University of Oregon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, please, please comment questions down below. I would love to answer them and ease any of your worries. That's all for today. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Also, if you've ever wondered what these random letters are in the background, they are my like sorority letters. So this is Chi, and this is Omega.